Merry Christmas!
You are what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking for.
In today's video, we're on day 5 of our 12 Days of Christmas projects. And we're going to be creating a gift bag to put some bath salts in. So the supplies that we're going to need is a piece of 8 by 12 inch pattern paper, scoreboard, scoring tools, scissors, and adhesive. The paper I'm going to use today comes from Tula and Norbert's Christmas Party, and this is a photo play paper pack. It's filled with such cute designs. There are a bunch of cut-aparts in this one, and some really fun, whimsical Christmas patterns with a lot of bright colors. So I'm just going to flip through this pad, and I want to pick out a paper that the orientation doesn't matter whichever way it goes. So I've got this sweater pattern that I'm going to pick out. This pack also comes with a full sheet of stickers and some more cut-aparts. So for today's video, I'm going to use this sweater pattern because the orientation doesn't matter, and I like the bright and fun colors. So first up, we're going to start by cutting this piece down to 8 inches by 12 inches. So I'll just pop this in my trimmer and I'll cut this piece down. And my puppy Bella decided to come in and say hello. You see her little snout in the corner trying to grab my paper. All right, so I'm going to save this extra piece and I'll come back and use a piece of that later. Let's get to turning this pattern paper into a bag. So I'm going to pull in my scoreboard here and refer to my template. It tells me to score across the 8-inch side at 2 inches and 6 inches. And then I'm going to rotate the paper, and across the 12-inch side, we'll score at 5 and then 7 inches. And then I'm going to crease all the score marks. So once this is done, I'll grab my bone folder and crease all of those score marks. All right, so now we're going to start making some cuts into this cardstock. Following along the template here, it tells me to cut across the 12-inch side and cut those score lines up to the intersecting score mark. So we're just going to cut both of those little score lines on either side, and this is going to create a little flap. Okay, so I'll do that to both sides, and now we've got this little separation there, and that's going to be the bottom of our bag. So I'll do this to both sides, cut those little score marks up to the intersecting score line. Okay, and now here we can come in and angle cut those little side flaps. It just helps for everything to close together nicely, and you'll see in the guide those little red areas where we want to cut away. So I'll go ahead and trim away those little corners, just making slight angles in that little small flap. And we're going to use this little flap to help support the base of our bag. So once that's done, you should have a little something that looks like this. And now we're going to apply adhesive to the areas marked in the template. So I'm going to apply adhesive to these 2 flaps here on either side. And then I'm also going to apply adhesive to the little tabs as well. So I'm going to cover all of that with adhesive. And then I'm going to stand the bag up and start adhering things together. So I'm going to take the side that doesn't have any adhesive, and I'm going to stand that up first. And then I'm going to take those little flaps and adhere them on the outside of the flaps that do not have any adhesive. So you want to make sure that you get nice 90-degree angles here. Then I'm going to lift up the other side with the adhesive and seal the sides of the bag. So now we have those little flaps sandwiched in between the larger flaps. So it creates a little bit of durability. So I'll take my bone folder and I'll press in all of that adhesive to make sure that it's good and secure. And then I'm going to sort of pinch the top. I'm just going to stick my fingers in the center, and I'm just going to push the center in and pinch. And then that will help close the bag up. And now if you'll notice in the template guide, there are some punch hole marks. So here is where you could punch holes and add some twine. But for today, I'm going to add some handles with cardstock. So I'm going to go back to that scrap that I that I saved, and I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip, and then I'm going to cut that in half. So I'm going to have 2 pieces that measure 1 by 6, and then I'm going to score them down the center at 1/2 inch, and then across the 6-inch side I'm going to score at 1 inch on either side, so 1 inch and 5 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to fold that piece in half, and then where I have that little score mark, I'm going to fold that flat. So you'll see what I'm doing. I'm just creating like a little, sort of like a little belt buckle area. Okay, so it kind of looks like a handle to like a drawer or something at this point. And I'm just going to curve the top of the handle. I'll use my bone folder to help give me that little bit of curl. And then I'm going to apply adhesive on those little flat parts. And those parts I'm going to adhere to the sides of the bag. So I'm just working the cardstock in to make it fold the way I want it to. And I'll apply adhesive on those little tabs. I'm going to do the same thing to both handles. And then I'm going to apply the little tabs to the outside of my bag. So I'll press in that adhesive, and I'm just eyeballing here. It doesn't have to be perfect. You get the idea. It creates little handles. I'll apply that to both sides. And then I have my little pouch of bath salts, and it has a little scoop, and I'm going to drop that inside of the bag. And then there we go. The project is complete. Here's a look at day 5, our bath salts gift bag. Okay, that's going to be it for today's video. I will leave a link in the description box down below where you can purchase the 12 Days of Christmas template book. And this template book coordinates with 12 YouTube videos that share projects for the 12 Days of Christmas. Coming up on screen is a playlist for the 12 Days of Christmas. All of the videos that have been released so far will be in this playlist. Thanks again for joining me. Have yourself a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!